I felt like I'd been punched. Standing in a crowded hallway, the person I found to be my mentor, my support in a work situation, berated me in front of 30 or 40 of my colleagues. I was devastated, and I didn't know what to do. How many of you have had a tough work situation? Yeah, it's a near universal experience, right? In a recent survey this past year, about 94% of us have experienced some kind of tough situation. It happens in workplaces across the United States, and in more challenging ways, as Michael just shared. Of those who responded to this survey, the more shocking thing, 50% of people left their job as a result. That's half. I was floored. Workplaces across the United States are changing, both as Michael indicated, and we see this in headlines all the time. In some places, like Silicon Valley, there are more and more resources for people who work, and in other areas, there are not. Who does this impact the most? Well, in a lot of workplaces, it impacts women, minorities, first in their generation to go to college, first generation to go to college, LGBT, those of us who are less resourced or who have less social capital to navigate those workplaces are often the ones who run into the most challenges and feel isolated as a result. That adds up to about $7.1 billion in our economy each week. Each week. What if we could change what people experience in workplaces? What if we could offer some sort of more supportive and empowering opportunity as people face tough things in their workforces? Well, I'm here to tell you today that we can all do this in our daily lives. This is not something that's like far and removed. What changed that gut punch moment for you when you faced a tough work situation? My guess is it was reaching out to a colleague, a friend, a mentor, a spouse. Most of us reach out to someone we know. But there are many who don't have what this network provides, what NLC is there for as a resource or as a network. So what can we do to support those who may not have that? I like this phrase, if you see something, say something. If you see someone who's experiencing something tough, you can take something and you can take an action in that moment. It can be as simple as listening, saying, hey, I saw what happened, let's talk about it. Sending an email, offering to go to lunch or talk through that. When I experienced my gut punch moment, someone I never knew reached out and did that for me, and it was life-changing. But we can do more than just our daily actions. This week, I'm sharing with you for the first time that I'm launching an accessible, anonymous way for people to check in with someone if they're experiencing a tough situation. Via text or anonymous web chat, you can connect with a trained peer counselor to talk through a situation you may have experienced. If you don't have that network, we're building a network for you. We're testing it, and we think that there's an opportunity on both sides of the equation, both to help the person who's experiencing the situation and the trained peer counselor. Think if we trained people in workplaces all over the country how to navigate conflict or tough situations, it would improve their workplaces and what people are experiencing. So who could this help? This spring, I talked to a Lyft driver. She was first generation to go to college in her family, and she entered the workforce excited and energetic to take on what she was, had been trained to do in college. But within a few months, she realized there were some unethical business practices going on, and she didn't know who to talk to about it. Her mom was an agricultural worker in upstate New York. She didn't feel like she had any resources or someone to talk to or anywhere to turn. She ended up leaving her job and driving for Lyft. She had huge student loans. I don't know what's going to happen to her next, but I would imagine that it's not what she thought when she left college. What if she'd had someone to talk to help navigate that situation? This community has been amazing at supporting me in my career, and I've benefited from that since I was a fellow in 2009 in Boston. As I've reached out to people to talk about this, I've been floored at how many of us in this community have experienced something. That's why I'm offering to you today that I would love your help. I'm one person who's been trying to figure this out, but I would love the resources that exist within this intelligent, incredibly compassionate community. So today, I would love to get your help testing the pilot, checking out the website, or perhaps meeting me and talking through some data or feedback from the industries that you're part of. As progressives, I think we all hold this value to heart. How we treat people is important. And we can do this in our daily lives, as I said, in simple ways. But what if we could do it at scale? I hope the big takeaway here today is that we can each do something and empower and support people in our daily lived experiences, but also we can do more. So I invite you to reach out. Let's talk about it. Tell me what's working or not working in this idea. Thank you so much.